Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. You're in the kitchen with KK and it's summertime. I can't believe it's already August, but there's a big need to make cookies in the summer because you've got kids around, although here they're going to be going back to school next week. So I came up with this recipe because I always liked coconut macaroons and I was looking at my almond extract the other day. So I put together something that's very simple, very clean, no gluten, no refined sugars. So it's going to be great. So stick with me. So you know that I'm a functional and integrative health coach, but we need to look at still making this cooking experience fun. And I am inspiring people, hopefully, to get back into the kitchen and know that it's really easy to nourish your body and contribute to your health. But I like to do it in a delicious, never deprived way. I grew up making cookies, and we need to have treats. We look to food to feel better, and we need the fun that they provide, that little bit of dopamine, that good feeling. So we just have to learn to make them different. It took me a while to go back to making cookies because I had to figure out how to go gluten free. So, you know, my cookbook is fully gluten free and dairy free. This is also very helpful if you've been battling uh, any type of autoimmune anything or gut issues. So here we go. These are coconut almond macaroons. So Trader Joe's is going to have some raw coconut. I was there the other day because I was picking up their raw pistachios, which I really like. Now their meat is a little bit big, so what I did is I put that into my blender and I just broke it down. But you can find the fine raw coconut. They'll sell that. I believe they have it at Sprouts. They should have it at Whole Foods as well. So we need a cup of this raw coconut. And don't worry if you get a little bit extra here. It's fine. I'm going to dirty something else. This is great. So it's nice to have it in a jar because then you can add it to your top of buckwheat porridge or your top of your steel cut oats. Really great to have. So now we've got that. The next up we're going to be putting in is a half a cup of raw fine almond flour. Okay. So get that in there. Seriously, this recipe could not be any easier. It's very, very minimalistic with just a few ingredients. And I know a lot of you like that. It's also really fun for kids to get involved with since there's no eggs, there's no refined sugar. I'm from Vermont, so like I said, I love using Vermont maple syrup. We're just going to put a little bit of sea salt in there. So that would be a pinch. A nice half a teaspoon of pure almond extract. Okay, so we don't need that many tools here today. Get that in there. Doesn't that smell amazing? Like marzipan. Okay, so for the maple syrup, we're going to be putting in 3 tablespoons. So this is a 2 tablespoon measure. And I'm just going to put in a little bit more. Perfect. So we're going to give this a stir. The next thing that we're going to be adding in, I'm not adding oil to this. What I am adding is some of this Coco June pure coconut yogurt. Now this one is super clean. And I like it because it just outperforms other brands that I've tried. So I'm a very big, like if I like something, I'm going to let you know. But so you've seen me use this. So this is a really neat, unique way to substitute. So let's just use the back of our spoon to break this down a bit. And now we're going to get this in here. So 2 tablespoons of the coconut, and then you can use the rest on top of your buckwheat porridge or your overnight oats or on those buckwheat pancakes that I make that are amazing. I love to have them after I do an hour-and-a-half bike ride. So delicious. Okay. And now I'm going to add a half a cup of these slivered almonds. Beautiful. The oven is on 350, 375. I like it a little hotter. I like it to be crispy on the outside, still warm on the inside. And that's going to work for us. So I'm going to actually add, so I just made this recipe once before, but I'm going to add a little bit more coconut, and you can use your judgment if you feel like it's a little bit wet. I may have only used 1 tablespoon before of the coconut yogurt, but let's see. You just need it a little bit more, and that's fine. That's perfect. I just add a little bit more coconut. So maybe like a cup and it was 2 tablespoons. Use your judgment. So if you could smell this, you would go nuts because it's so amazing. So we already have a pan lined with parchment paper. So all we're going to be doing now, this is not going to, you can use your 2 cup, your 2 tablespoon measure now to put these onto the pan. You see how great this works? We're not dirtying extra anything. Those are fitting perfect. Beautiful. So 6, 7, 8. If you do these smaller, you can do them smaller. They'll probably make 10 to 12. I just wanted to keep this recipe small. And you can freeze these cookies. Any of the cookies we make, you can always freeze. All righty, fantastic. I grew up collecting recipes, so this was great. And the first recipes that I would make, let me just put a little bit over here, to bring to school to my friends were always cookies, most often snickerdoodles. Sounds great, but they tasted amazing. You roll them, if you've made them before, you roll them in cinnamon sugar. So we're going to get these into the oven, and we'll be back when they have completed. So thanks for tuning in today, guys, and give me a little thumbs up if you're loving these and having fun along with me. Hey, the buzzer went off, so now the grand finale. I like them to be a little toasty on the outside, soft on the inside. And these feel like they're perfect. They're nice and firm. That's why I like it a little bit hotter temperature. And so thanks for tuning in today. So classic coconut cookies like this are going to have white flour. They're going to have white sugar, granulated sugar. They're going to have sweetened coconut. So we've taken out a lot of the things and just made them better because it's really about just finding alternatives, comfort, celebration, and connection. That's what food is about. But we can make it better. It doesn't have to be helpful, hard, but you're not necessarily going to find this in a commercial environment. That's why your home is your sanctuary where you can increase the quality of your food at a fraction of the price very, very easily. Yeah, so these are perfect. They're going to come right up. We're going to let them cool. But here they are, all done, nice and toasty, perfect with some afternoon tea. Love 4 o'clock afternoon tea, right? This is just great. So I hope you give those a try. And thanks for tuning in with me today and just sharing my passion to get you back in the kitchen and just enjoy cooking with food and feeling nourished with something really delicious and healthier options. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy your summer.